Hey, 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 family. You already know what it is, or maybe you don't. Well, tonight I want to let you know this will be a long video. Get your get a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, and know that I will be looking over here, looking at my notes because I'm on a timer, right? And I want to stick to what I want to stick to convey to you guys. So we're going to be talking about the Trump administration. Um, the IRS, and the tax updates, how that's going to affect you as a taxpayer and us as tax professionals and tax practitioners, right? We all we all know that the IRS has laid over 8,000 probationary employees with more to come, right? We also know that Doge on February 26th requested a reduction in force plan from the IRS and other federal agencies. And the IRS is alleging that they can cut up to half of its 90,000 employee staff through layoffs and buyouts. What that means is that with fewer IRS employees handling cases, our roles as tax professionals is even more critical than ever now. We will actually be the ones ensuring that you, the taxpayers, do not get lost in the system and that your cases are handled fairly. And what I mean by that, I am an enrolled agent, so I can represent taxpayers in front of the IRS just as well as a tax attorney and a CPA. But not all CPAs represent taxpayers in front of the IRS. So let's get that out the way. Okay. So what does that mean with the reduction in force? Is that it's going to be eliminating positions that are deemed unnecessary. It is the federal downsizing process that typically involves reassigning employees to different roles or agencies. For example, there are reports that indicate that Trump administration plans to transfer IRS workers to the Department of Homeland Security to assist with immigration enforcement. And two, restructuring the departments to streamline operations and consolidate functions. Now, what does that mean for you as a taxpayer and me as a tax professional? The IRS must submit this reduction in force plan by March the 13th, with a second phase due on April the 14th of this year, which will outline the office consolidation, the systems upgrade, and workforce restructuring. If you don't know, the IRS, they do need a new system because their systems do not talk to one another. The director who was formerly there at the IRS, he was in the midst of doing that before he stepped down. Okay. And so for the rumors that in regards as the IRS going away, no, the IRS is not going away, not even a little bit. It is the largest collection agency in the world. It collects 90% of its income here in America. But it will be operating with fewer employees and longer processing times. Okay. Policies and procedures and taxpayers' rights remain unchanged. A lot of taxpayers don't even know that they have rights, but that is for us to be able to educate you on what those rights are. And it's up to us to ensure that those rights are upheld. As a tax professional, if you're just preparing taxes, right, I would encourage you to look into becoming an enrolled agent because we will be in more demand than ever. It's already a small number of us, but this will be a great time for you to take your career to another level and be able to educate, protect, and represent our taxpayers. I just want to put that plug in there. Okay. The whole thing is to make sure that our taxpayers do not get lost in the backlog. Now, for you who aren't aware with the Tax Cuts Job Act's provisions, which had to do with standard deductions, individual tax rates, the child tax credit, the state and local tax deductions, right? So currently in 2025, the standard deductions doubled from 2017 prior. So now they're at 12,000 for singles, 24,000 for married, and um, for the child for the earned income child credit. Previously, before it was 1,000, now it's 2,000. Now, what that means is that if these provisions don't stay in place, right? Some people may not even be able to qualify for the child tax credit because it's going to revert back to just $1,000. Okay. The other thing is the qualified business income deduction. This is something new where businesses were able to get a 20% deduction for pass through businesses. That's on the line to be going away. So if it does go away, it's going to revert back to the higher taxes, which it was prior to, excuse me, anywhere from 10 to 39.6%, right? Very high. And post changes, right? There's clients that were asking me who my corporate time, will the 21% corporate tax rate expire? Well, post 2025, it was cut in half, adjusted for inflation. Okay. Unlike the individual tax cuts, the TCJA corporate tax rate reduction to 21% was made permanent. However, with Congress now revisiting the tax code to address TCJA, the expiring provisions, even the corporate tax rates are on the table for reconsideration right now. So know that we, myself, and other tax professionals and tax practitioners, we are working diligently to stay abreast of what's going on in the political climate that we are in, with all of these major tax changes on the horizon. And it's very critical for you as a taxpayer to stay informed, and business owner, sorry, to stay informed as well, because how everything will play out will affect you, and it will affect us as well. If you guys have not been keeping up with what's going on, I would strongly advise that you do. Okay, so know that if you have any questions or any concerns, you can always click the link in my bio, schedule a free 15-minute consultation so we can talk about whatever it is that's pertaining to your tax situation. I know that this was rushed, but I wanted to stay within my time limit, and it's almost about up. So I want to bid you a good night, but make sure that you save and you share this video with friends and family members. Know that we're all in this together. Good night.